So heading into today's New York session, let's see if we have any opportunities. So we'll look at Euro, Gold and GBP. So we'll start with Euro. If you have been following me on my daily analysis, you know that the swing structure is bearish and we have come into the EQ of this leg over here and we are looking for shorts to continue the bearish momentum towards the downside. So you'll have a structure something like this. So if you look at the recent price action closer, so you can see that we have been rejecting towards the downside. So we can play shorts expecting that price is going to pull towards the downside. So you can see a lot of imbalance. So we can fill this imbalance or even push price lower, take out all these liquidities. For now, we can look for shorts into this daily demand over here so that we can fill this imbalance. Let's see on the H4. Looking at the recent price action on the H4, you can see that we swept these highs, we got a change of character over here and price has been following a bearish order flow. So now here I expect two things is one, maybe to sweep all this liquidity, price would come over here within the 50% of this leg over here and then we can continue the bearish momentum towards the downside. So this is something that I'm expecting because we got a break of structure and then a pullback and then a continuation towards the downside. This is one scenario. The other scenario would be like price could just continue down from here itself without any pullback. So this is what I'm seeing on the H4. We are in the pullback phase and I'm expecting a pullback into this daily demand. So we can look for shorts. So let's see on the H1. So on the H1, you can see that we got a break of structure over here. Price was following a bearish order flow. Now you can see price swept these high over here. So either two things could happen. Either we could see price going into this H4 supply and then making the move towards the downside, that we have this break of structure, a pullback into the 50% and then a continuation towards the downside. So this is one scenario. So the other scenario would be like we have this sweep of the high over here. Maybe if we get a break below this level, we can look for shorts from the fresh supply over here, expecting price to continue towards the downside. So these are two plans that I'm having on EU going into this session, and I'm interested in shorts because we know we are in the pullback phase and I would like to play the pullback for now. So just be cautious that since we have liquidity over here, maybe price could come sweep this and then make the move towards the downside, or if it just push down, we can get in from the fresh supply. So this is what I'm seeing on EU. Let's take a look at GU. So looking at GU, we don't have changed much. We have this swing break of structure, price came down, swept these lows, pushed to the upside. So now we swept these highs, so you can see we have been consolidating in the same place. We don't have any development or any information indicating that the pullback has started. So right now EU is well developed and GU is currently consolidating. So I'm still expecting that since we have this break of structure over here, swept the highs, we could have a pullback maybe into the EQ, sweep these all and then push towards the upside. So if that is happening, we could pay a pullback to the downside. Our first target could be this daily demand over here, and if this fails, we can see price coming to the downside, and if it holds, price could just push to the upside. So right now we can focus on this price action over here. So let's see on the H4. So we are looking at the recent price action on the H4. We have the swing break of structure, internal break of structure, and you can see from yesterday price has been just consolidating over here. We don't have much clear indication that price is going to start a pullback, or if it's pushing higher, it's just sideways price action. So we have this H4 demand over here. Maybe if price wants to push to the upside, price would come here into this H4 demand and then push price to the upside. This is one scenario. So the other scenario would be if this H4 demand fails, we know that price is going to the downside for a pullback and we can expect shorts from the fresh supply. So these are two scenarios that I'm seeing on GU. So right now we have been going sideways and this is the H4 demand, which could either push price up, or if it fails, we can see price going to the downside. So on the H1, so looking at the H1 also, we don't have much clear directions right now. So you can see we have been going towards the side. So this was a supply, it failed to push price down, came back, swept these high, and not much over here, nothing going on. So if price come into this H1 demand, H4 demand, and we get a change of character on the H1, maybe it could indicate price is pushing to the upside. And if this H4 demand fails, this level break, if we break below this level, we know that we are going down and we can look for shorts from the fresh supply, expecting that price is pushing towards the downside. So on GU, this is what I'm thinking. So no clear direction as of now. We'll have to wait for more price development. So let's see on gold. So on gold, looking at the daily time frame, we are rejecting from this daily supply. Same like EU, we have a bearish breakout structure, price came back into the EQ and now we are rejecting from there. So if the pullback is happening, I expect the pullback to come into this daily demand. From here, if price wants to push higher, could push higher, or if it fails, it can even come lower. So right now we can play pullback if it's happening of this phase where we are expecting price coming into this daily demand. So let's see on the H4. So on the H4, looking at the recent price action, we have this internal breakout structure, price pushed to the upside, mitigated this daily supply, and you can see that we have a change of character over here. Now what I'm expecting, we have a H4 supply over here. If the pullback is starting, if this is an early indication, this change of character is an early indication of price going down, we can expect price coming into this H4 supply. This H4 supply would hold price and push price towards the downside. So if this is happening, we can expect shorts from this H4 supply. And if this H4 supply fails to hold price, we can just expect price continuing to the upside. So from the H4 perspective, this is what I'm thinking. You can see price has been pushing towards the upside. We can expect a pullback and then take a push towards the upside, or it could even fall down. So let's see on the H1. So if you are looking at the recent price action on the H1, we mitigated this daily supply, and we have also a breakout structure over here. So after this breakout structure, price came down, swept this low. It kind of looks like it swept. I would have liked to see a candle close confirming that the pullback is starting, and we can look for shorts. Now right now, if you see over here, we had a sweep of this low over here, and you can see we have inducement also for this H4 supply. We have an H1 supply over here. So maybe if the pullback is starting, this could be used as an inducement for price to come over here and then make the move towards the downside. If that doesn't happen, if this H4 supply fails to push price lower, price wants to just head higher, and we can continue with that momentum. So right now, this is what I'm thinking. We just have a sweep. It looks like a sweep. I would have liked a candle close for better confirmation. So this is what I'm expecting. If the pullback is starting, we can see price coming into the H4 supply and then pushing towards the downside. So I'd like to see a pullback on gold into this daily demand before pushing higher, and I'm expecting that we could get a pullback. So if you'd like to see more daily market analysis like this, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.